Tommy Pham is here with us here in Pittsburgh camp. What's it like? What's it like? Another team, another spring training. How many? This is what? This would be 10 for you?
Just checking them all off.
Man.
You know, what's this, 3 or this is 7 in the last 3 years. You know, I blame our CBA, but, hey, I'm just a player.
Hey, just keep you – hold on. Let me fix your mic real quick. People want to hear that sweet voice you have.
People want to hear what you have to say.
So you say the CBA needs fixing. You mean for veteran guys, right? Because that was always a thing. Like the veteran guys like yourself that can bring a lot to a team as far as at-bat preparation, approach, work ethic, things like that kind of get squeezed out because they're like, oh, we can bring in a rookie that can do the – but it's not the same thing, right?
I think, I can't talk too much about it, per our rules. But I do feel like, the free agency ain't really like free agency no more. The trade deadline is really free agency. The middle tier players like myself now, unless I go out there and put up some numbers like I used to, the middle tier is really the free agent market around July.
Makes sense.
I mean, Brandon Belt 2 years ago played for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, he had a great year, man. You look at his numbers.
If you say, I want to come into Pittsburgh, I want to have a OPS plus of 132. You'd be like, I'm looking for a multi-year deal the next year. Brandon Belt hasn't been back in the game since.
Yeah, that's kind of, the market is what it is. I had to face the reality of after 23, what I finished making with my incentives, $8 million, and I had a better year than, the market for me was $4 million, $4 or $5 million. So I had a hard time understanding that, but it's really what they want to pay you.
Let's talk about something a little more positive. You got to go back to St. Louis last year. What was that like? What was that like when you walked back into Busch Stadium and the fans? I mean, they gave you a standing ovation. Yeah. Right? What was that like?
That was really cool. That's probably one of the best moments of my career so far. Going back to the Lou where it all started. They brought me up, taught me the game, taught me how to play the right way. Going back, walking into the locker room, being embraced by everybody there. Had me in the minor leagues and the big leagues, so it was like a welcome home party. Then you see Carp, Lynn, my old teammates, and coming up late in the game in that big moment, pinch hit at bat, the fans give you a standing ovation, and you're feeling good. You got the butterflies all in you, and just to top it off with the hit was even better. It's something that I'll always embrace.
They're talking about rebuilding over in St. Louis. The gap of time that you had from when you came up till last year, the little bit of time that you spent there, could you see a difference in the sense of like a certain they don't do this anymore, or they don't do that anymore?
It was different when I came up. AJ was there when I came up. 14. We showed up at 12 o'clock. My cage work was done by 1:30.
As a
rookie.
Yeah.
I had to come with you too because I wasn't playing either. So I was
then then I was out of the weight room and training room by 3. So from 3 to BP time, then after BP time, it was really just me staying out of the way of the vets. But it taught me discipline. I was very disciplined in the way that I showed up every day. I made sure all my work was done. I checked off every box, and then in the downtime, I just watched video and watched how guys prepared. So it was different. Back then we were doing all the video, which I actually felt comfortable of doing because you as a player you're gonna always trust your work. So when I'm doing video and doing defensive positioning on from what I see on video and going out there and applying it to the game versus now, you don't have to do that. You're given a card. So, but then it's, you're putting the trust of someone else in your hands. That's the only downside to it. What was different, just kind of how the younger guys moved. compared to when I was there. I moved a lot different. I was way more respectful of the veterans. It's just it's just where the game is now.
Understood. So you're here in Pirates camp. You're the veteran now. You and Kutch are like the guys,
Yeah,
right?
man, I got 10.
So what's it like? What is it? Do you go to guys and say, hey, listen, this is at bats? Do you reach out to guys? Do you wait for guys to come to you? And what can you bring to this Pirates offense? Because last year, low LBP, not a lot of runs scored. So what's your approach to these guys? You search them out, or they wait for them to come to you?
That's something that we've talked about.
Hold on, you could be intimidating now. People know who you are, right? It's not like
we got a whole coaching staff that trains jiu-jitsu in the morning. So they're trying to get me in at 5:30, but that's a little bit too early for me. But guys have been coming to me. I've been also telling guys like the importance of the game. Just I don't think people understand the average service time is getting way down. When I broke in 14, the average service time was 5.5 years. Then around our last CBA, it was 3.5. As of last year, it dipped under 3. So guys aren't even getting 3 years anymore in the game. You're getting rushed up. You're getting in and out. And I just want to try to explain to guys, how to get longevity. Certain things like the value of a walk, making sure that all aspects of your game is what the game will consider above average. Defensively, are you checking off boxes? Are you working on your defense? Are you working on your base running? Are you working on your swing every day? Every aspect of the game that you could be better at to help the team win. But there's offensively, we've talked about the value of a good at bat. We tend to look at really 7 things: getting a hit, hitting the ball over 95, getting a walk, a hit by pitch, moving a runner over, sack fly. Are you producing those outcomes? Are you producing those outcomes to help the team? So there's a lot of stuff we talk about, and also, if you're doing those things, you're usually going to be a pretty solid player to get longevity in the game.
How long until you do this in a game? Are you going to be the first? Have the Pirates tried out the old ABS yet? Or are you going to be the first one in at bat to give the old helmet tap?
Have it here?
I might. I'm still adjusting to the ABS. Honestly, what I'm learning is their zone is a little bit lower than what I anticipated, and the top of my zone is not the top of their zone. So there's an adjustment period for me that I have to familiarize myself with. Of course, the more I see this, the sharper I'm going to get, because I'm a guy that, generally speaking, is one of the lowest chase guys in the league. So I will get better at it as long as I just, keep practicing, keep working at it. But I can imagine it will probably come into the league real soon. I've heard rumors about it as far as money to be made within it, as far as betting.
And sponsorships probably
correct.
Too, right?
That'll go fast.
It's coming. It's coming to let you guys know. How soon, I don't know, but it's coming because there's money to be made in the ABS system, believe it or not.
So you should practice in spring training. If I was you, and you got 10+ years, what's Derek Sheldon gonna say? Tommy, we got one of the best eyes in the game. We don't want you challenged. I'd want to try
I feel like you got to pick your right spots, because you only have 2. When it comes, I would love for every player to have 1 a game. It shouldn't be 2. It should be every player should get 1. It looks like it works really quick. So why not? Give every guy his challenge. If you miss it, you lost it. If you get it, you still have it. I'm in favor of that. But right now with 2, you got to be real. You got to be real kind of technical with when you pick and choose it, because a big situation of the game, and if you already used them previously, and you got runners on, let's say, second and third, and you got a 2-2 count, and you just get rung up on a bad call, you're going to need that challenge. So you're gonna have to be smart when you choose it.
For sure. You got some time. You got some time to practice it. You see what was going on in Boston with Bregman coming over and Devers, the dude that's got, 100 more years left on his contract.
Yeah.
And like 200 more million.
One, what do you think about that situation? And two, how would you have gone about it, or how would you have, told those guys to go about it?
I get it from both sides, to be honest with you guys. Bregman is one of the best defensive third basemen in the game. I get it. But, also Devers has been with that organization from day one, and he's put in his time there. I get it. If anything, I would be happy as an organization with Devers saying it's my job, because now, you got to go back out there and back it up. If he goes out there and he shows he's an average fielder at best or at worst, and better, then hey, you got a guy that's motivated now, that's going to go out there and put in the extra work to prove himself and help the team. So I get it from both ends, man. You got to look at it from both spectrums. But then again, Bregman coming in, he's the guy. It's a tough situation that I really wouldn't want to be a part of. If anything, I feel like, the Red Sox should have talked to Devers before they signed him. So
just a little bit. All right, before we let you go, I know you got work to get done. And you can tell me not to talk about it, but you showed me something, and if you want to talk about it, I get it. But you showed me something when I talked to you, and it's something that I said was one of the coolest things I'd ever seen.
Yeah.
So people that don't know out there, he has an eye thing, and my son has the same eye thing, and Tommy and I talked about it, and my son, he helped me get my son through it. And then I said to him, he said, well, what does your son want to do? And I said, I think he wants to be an optometrist because of what they went through. And then what did you show me on your phone? And I was like, that might be – and you're like, I don't want to talk about it. But you got to – people need to know this because it's one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
It's a little certificate for optometry. In this process of mine in playing baseball with keratoconus, I've had to educate myself on the condition to help myself help doctors in the process, because as you get older, your eyes kind of lose its ability to accommodate. That happens with everybody. So when you're a little kid, you can literally read something this close, and as you get older, you're like, oh, I need reading glasses, because you lose the ability to accommodate. So I've had to educate myself on everything on the field of optometry to help myself play better. And in this process, I'm kind of figuring out, like, all right, do I want to help? Do I want to get in the eye field after I'm done playing to help other athletes, or do I want to stay in the game? I'm trying to figure myself out, but ideally, I would love to play 4 more years. I work hard for it. I do understand you got to go out there and produce, so I'm working on that as well.
So do we have to call you Dr. Pham from now on?
I feel like anybody that made it to the big league should be called Dr. Pham, because I'm sorry, not Dr. Pham, Dr. whatever, because we doctored in baseball.
Yeah, but you got a certificate for it?
Nah, but man,
that's what, seriously,
like
he said he's been
6
taking
years.
classes. That's like one of the
like
coolest
8
things
years.
of all time.
So,
I mean, in his downtime taking classes to learn, I mean, that's pretty awesome, man.
All right, fellas, I got to go.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tom.
Hey,
thanks, Doctor.
My former teammates.
Thanks, Doctor.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate you coming on, Doc.